It is Monday evening, and we once again got a whole bunch of NFL news to talk about. We'll also do some recapping of the Olympics, but we got plenty of football to talk, from the Cowboys to some Nick Foles stuff, and of course we have some New York Jets drama. What else is new? So do us a favor, kick back and relax, because episode number 2 of the newly relaunched 609 Sports Talk, it starts right now. Welcome in, everybody, back to another edition of 609 Sports Talk, live here on Facebook and YouTube. We are coming to you guys live from Hamilton, New Jersey. This is, of course, the show that unites fans and ignites debate. Oh, man, it felt so good to do a 609 intro again just now. I am not going to lie. That just felt special right there. So, look, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We'll do some Olympic recap later on in the show. I'm not going to lie. They have these things in Paris. I didn't get a chance to watch much of it. But we'll do a little recapping of what we did. We will be debuting a new segment later on in the show with Mr. Adams being, of course, the head honcho of it. So we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about the New York Jets and their latest drama that dropped this afternoon. We'll talk some Eagles and some Nick Foles a little bit later on into the middle half of the show. But to start the show, we're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys, because they've been in the media a lot. Okay, listen. I understand. Trust me. We're going to talk some Cowboys. Now, they've been in the news a lot this offseason. It has not been the greatest offseason for Jerry World, has it?
What offseason is the best for him?
I mean, that is true. But, usually, they'll have a draft where they'll pick a couple nice players that I even like to see. They'll do some little things around the edges of the roster, some stuff that are like, okay, that's pretty solid. This offseason, I don't know what they're doing. So that leads to the poll question. The first poll question back on 609 Sports Talk, Tyler. The floor is yours. Who, as of right now, should be the Dallas Cowboys' top priority to get signed? Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, or CeeDee Lamb? And if you'd like to put them in order from most to least important, feel free.
Well, let's just start this off nice and quick here. Doo-Doo Prescott is the least and last person that will be getting a contract extension. If the Cowboys were so confident in him as being their number one, no doubt, starting quarterback for the next 5 or so years, he would have had a contract done. Just like Tua, just like Hurts, even, who else? Burrow?
Yeah.
All of them. He would have got his deal. He would have been locked down at least for another 4 years or so. The fact that they cannot commit to him right now says a lot. And he hasn't really given them much reason or anything to show them that they should commit to him. He's had average play. I wouldn't say below average. Definitely wouldn't say above average play. Just average quarterback play. But when it comes down to the big moments, he doesn't finish.
That's fair enough.
Year after year after year. It's just the same old Dallas Cowboys at this point. So, then you look at another player who you could argue is responsible for a lot of Dak's success. You could argue possibly that part of his success is linked to Dak. But I'm going the other way around. CeeDee Lamb is a vital part of that offense. I know we like to have our thoughts about CeeDee Lamb and this and that, and if he's top 5, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, he does put up the numbers. How he puts them up, that's not of our concern right now. He's a productive receiver. He's a good receiver. He's one of the best in the league. Not top 5. but he's gonna get a contract in the realm of a top 5 wide receiver. And I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys are going to be the team to give it to him. Because when you look at Anthony, we're not doing another top 5 list. Not right now.
No, because I'm tired of having the freaking argue about this stuff with you guys.
Because I'll say this real quick. Yes, you can pull up his numbers from fantasy football, his touchdowns, receptions, yards. I think last year was probably his best year of his career. Cool, I get all that, right? He still also doesn't do everything. He is kind of that whole offense, but they force feed him the ball. So naturally, you're going to get a lot of catches, a lot of receptions, and you're going to put up a lot of yards like that. Now, is he the most spectacular, flashy wide receiver in the NFL? No. He's not. Does he run the best routes? He knows how to run under.
He knows how to run under.
That's about all I've seen. He's good at going across the field and getting the ball, turn it into a little game. But is he an elite route runner? I wouldn't say elite route runner. He's probably one of the better ones. See, he's top 5 on the Cowboys passing scheme. In terms of the Cowboys, maybe you can argue it. There's other wide receivers I would prefer to have before CeeDee Lamb. But with ruling those two out, there is one that I can see being a major priority, because the fact that they haven't paid Dak Prescott and they haven't paid CeeDee Lamb could mean that the Cowboys are looking longer into the future at possibly having to rebuild, take a step back for a couple of years. I know no one's ever heard this term before, the Dallas Cowboys rebuilding. But they've been rebuilding ever since they won that last, whatever it was. I don't even know when the last conference championship was that they won. They've been rebuilding since the 90s.
1996.
From the 90s. So, if they ultimately are gearing towards rebuilding their team, a good place to start to lock down a player would be on the defensive side of the ball. The guy who anchors that defense, Micah Parsons, I think he is the most important guy that they need to get a contract to lock down. Because if they don't, there are 31 other teams in the NFL that would love to do so. There's not a single team in the NFL that would not want to sign him.
No.
What's up, Zolt?
What's going on, Zolt?
He said Jerry's playing hardball. Like, oh yeah, that's the problem, man. Jerry is not a player's kind of guy. He is very, it's my way or the highway. And I mean, that's honestly been why they've struggled so much over the years. Anthony said Dak to the Giants or Raiders next year. Dak to the Giants would be the most Dak Prescott and Giants thing ever to happen. And I could totally see it. Or the Raiders, too, because the Raiders, man, John Gruden said it was hard to find a good pass rusher. It's hard to find a good passer for them.
What you mean, dude? Minshew Mania is going to run wild.
Yeah, sure. Maybe against, like, I don't know. Let's see. I don't even know who. You know what? I think the Raiders are the worst team in the AFC. I'm trying to think of a team that they could actually win a game against, and I'm just like, not the Jags. They can't use them anymore. Not the Browns. Can't use them anymore. Not the Texans. Can't use them anymore.
They may be able to beat the Steelers depending on the Steelers' quarterback situation.
Ooh, maybe. I don't know. The Steelers always put some fight.
May have to win the 10-3 game, but still.
The 10-3.
You may have to win
like 9-3. No touchdowns.
Battle of the kickers. The battle of the kickers.
And then Zolt said, and they'll lose like always. Which is, yeah, that's accurate. They hype their fans up just to let them down every year. So,
all right.
Those are my thoughts about the poll question. What are yours?
This is a very complex situation because this is why complex is. I'm being generous saying that. I agree with what Zolt says right here, that he's trying to bluff CD and he's going to cave in eventually.
Yeah.
Here's my thinking. So, in my priority list, I would prioritize Micah first. Then I would work on, honestly, I would work on CD right after that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, honestly, hear me out here. What do you notice about teams as of lately? The Eagles back in 2022, the Texans right now. What are you noticing as a trend here with those teams?
Getting younger.
No, yes, but going for it while your quarterbacks are on their rookie contracts.
Yeah.
If they sign Dak Prescott to a new contract, it is going to financially, and yes, people can say, oh, they're the Cowboys. You're going to hit a financial wall eventually. I don't care who you are. You're going to hit that wall. Not everyone's Howie Roseman and knows how to manipulate the salary cap. Even Howie gets caught up in it eventually, and he has to make some tough decisions while doing so. But look at the Eagles in 2022. They went out and got Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, James Bradbury, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They went for it, and they came up like 2 plays short of winning a Super Bowl. The Texans now, knowing C.J. Stroud is still on his rookie deal, they went out and got Joe Mixon. They went out and got Stephon Diggs, which I'm still not the biggest fan of. But I just don't like the fit. But if you sign Dak, you might as well kiss Micah and CD goodbye, because you're going to lose one of them. If you lose Micah, you may have one of the worst pass rushers in the league. And if you lose CD, now you're paying a quarterback almost $60 million a year, and he has no one to throw the football to except an aging Brandon Cooks. Mm-hmm. Good luck with that.
Yep.
I kind of want to go back to what you were just saying about maybe taking a step back. I'm all for the sake of maybe signing the first 2 and moving on from Dak. Take a year or 2, regroup, maybe go the veteran quarterback route for 2 years, and then maybe try to get some draft capital and move up to get your next franchise guy.
Because to move up and draft a quarterback in the NFL these days, you're rarely going to find a guy in like 4th, 5th, or 6th round. It just doesn't happen. If you need your franchise guy, you're getting him in the top 10. That's just the way that the NFL has kind of gravitated towards. So I don't see the Cowboys would literally have to tank to get a top pick to have that happen. If they do go the veteran quarterback route, that might be what happens. They might not be able to win a lot of games, and they might just be like, hey, you're just in here as a placeholder. Play football, get us through. We're not winning nothing.
What you really have to ask yourself, if you're a Cowboys fan at this point, how much farther is Dak Prescott really going to take you? You've been doing this now for over, what's it been, 8, 9 years?
Yeah, since what?
He was drafted the same year that the Eagles drafted Carson Wentz.
What year was that? Was that 2014?
That was 2016.
2016.
Which, ironically, is the funny thing that you brought up, finding a franchise quarterback that late. They found Dak in like the 4th round. But there's not many more of that. Because of how much teams look for their next franchise guy, quarterbacks are going in the 1st round that aren't even worth going in the 5th round. I'm sorry, Bo Nix, 1st round pick? No.
Oh.
Michael Penix, top 10 pick? No. But it's because if a team likes a guy that much, they're going to go and get him, so they don't risk of losing him. So teams are going to go and overpay in the 1st round, like the Broncos did this year. In my opinion, how Atlanta did. Maybe Penix can play. I like Michael Penix a lot. I'm not saying he can't play. I don't know if I would have took him there after I just gave Kirk Cousins a boatload worth of money.
Yeah.
And if I was going to draft Penix there anyway, I'm not giving Kirk Cousins a 4-year deal. Maybe 2. Maybe a big inflated 2-year deal. Maybe I'm not giving him 4. That was never happening. And then Zolt says, makes total sense, but I don't see Jerry ever letting the Cowboys fail. He thinks he's better than that. He always believes he can get out of whatever hole he digs. Well, that's the problem now. He's digging himself into multiple holes.
Yeah, that was my thing too. I don't see Jerry Jones accepting a tanking season.
No.
I see him being okay with that.
But
So
eventually,
it's
you're
going to
gonna.
be very hard for them to get one of those top picks.
But eventually, you're gonna have to sit there and allow yourself. Eventually, you're gonna have to let yourself get in there and figure out that you got three of the premier players at their position. Whether you like Dak or not, Dak is still a premier player at his position. He's still going to put up great numbers throughout the season, and you're going to be a playoff contender. Micah Parsons is easily, you could make the case for the best, but easily a top 3 defensive player in the NFL. And CeeDee is, in my eyes, I think CeeDee's a top 5 wide receiver.
He's number 6 for me.
Oh, of course. That's fine. No, that's fine. I think CeeDee's easily in the conversation to be a top 5. So, I think Dak has to be, because again, this is why they're having talks of trying to reset the quarterback market, because it's destroying teams in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Teams are being destroyed within 3 to 5 years because these quarterback contracts are out of this world. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got linebackers that barely make $8 million a year.
You know who did it the best, though, honestly? The Chiefs. What they did with that 10-year deal that he signed to be the highest paid, everyone knew he was never going to see that full contract. It was going to be restructured after a couple years, and it was. And the contract's going to continue to get restructured and reworked. And guess what? Mahomes is just getting more and more people around him. Granted, he's still probably trying to find another receiver outside of Travis Kelce.
Fair enough. But even with just Travis Kelce, he's won 2 Super Bowls, right? He's has 3 now, right?
Yeah.
He's won 2 without his star wide receiver. But again, he's got a top-tier tight end.
Yep.
They've got a defense that makes the plays at the right moment. And they've got a great supporting cast around Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. They have a good they fixed their offensive line from what happened in 2020 against Tampa Bay. And they got wide receivers that are at least capable. Now I'm even more mad because now you know Hollywood Brown's going to turn to an NFL wide receiver now.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks to Buffalo, they got Xavier Worthy, which what the Bills were thinking, I have no idea still what they were thinking.
The Bills are really banking on that one guy they got. And what was it? It was the second round?
Coleman.
They're really huge on him. So only time's going to tell. Next season, that's the make or break year. If he doesn't show up, the Bills fans are going to hate him. And they're going to hate the team for putting him in that situation.
Xavier Worthy is in your laps.
And they just gifted it to the team that stops them every year. Like, here you go, guys. We're not going to be able to stop them. You can have them.
That could be, whatever. There.
Anthony's right. They're essentially are the same player. And like they win when it matters. That's the difference between quarterbacks like them and a quarterback like Dak. Because Dak can have a great regular season, put up these numbers, and be a top freaking 3 quarterback throughout the season. Come playoff time, ghost. Now Patrick and Brady, on the other hand, they could have a mediocre season, scrape through into the playoffs, and then just dominate in the playoffs and go and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, agreed. Because, again, you need to ask yourself this. How far do you realistically think Dak's going to take you?
If they're lucky, they see a conference championship. Cowboys fans need to stop calling for Super Bowls. They just need to call conference championship, lower the expectations. It might happen.
Yeah, because I I just don't understand how much farther is Dak really going to take you? You've been to the divisional round how many times with them, and you haven't gotten past it. Last year should have been the ice. Last year would have been the icing on the cake for me, getting blown out by 20 at halftime on your home field to a Packers team that just got into the playoffs. So now Zoltz says that the Hollywood Brown injury is a question, though. Could be ready week 1, could miss a couple weeks after. I don't know about potential recurrence, which is a scary. That is true.
I think that they'll probably take their time with Hollywood Brown.
The Cowboy fish.
They should. No, freaking Zeke's the chosen one. He's going to get them to the Super Bowl, even though he's never sniffed a Super Bowl in his whole life.
I still can't believe they brought Zeke Elliott back. I really still cannot believe they brought. The Cowboys' running back room is an absolute. It's disgusting. Like here's their current running backs on their roster. They've got Deuce Vaughn. They've got Nathaniel Pete, Hunter Lupke, Royce Freeman. Oh, good God.
Royce Freeman. Oh, wow.
Zeke, Rico Dowdy, Malik Davis.
Wait, those are all running backs?
I'm not done yet.
Wait, they have more running backs on the roster?
Well, these are a bunch of camp bodies too. Remember?
God, but still, that you're almost at like 8.
And then they got one more by the name of Snoop Connor. Oh, I would just keep him on the roster.
Yeah,
come on,
Snoop. Anthony, yeah. So here's the only issue. He would Jerry would have had to pay more money for AJ Dillon.
I said this in the middle of free agency that they should have signed AJ Dillon.
Zeke was the cheaper option.
Yeah, there was a reason for that. There's a reason he was the cheaper option.
Here, I'll make a prediction right here. Zeke will have 1,000 yards if he's not hurt, which I don't think he will. He'll get 1,000. Will he do much else other than that? Oh, he had a decent year last year.
Okay, I can come back to reality. What did he do last year? I don't watch the Patriots. Right, he was on the Patriots last year, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had him on my fantasy bench most of the year because running back was a very tough time last year.
Yeah, from week 1 on.
Nick Chubb? No, not week 1.
He got hurt week 1? Yes, he did.
No, it wasn't week 1.
Yes, it was.
It was definitely like week 3 or something.
It was Monday Night Football.
No,
week
it
1.
wasn't. No,
yes,
it was not. It was not. Sam, pull it up right now. I guarantee it was not week 1.
It was week 1.
All right, let's see. Hold on. I can pull up his numbers from last year. So.
Oh my God. Okay, it was week 2.
Okay, yeah. I knew it wasn't week 1. I knew I got 1 week out of him at least.
I thought they played in Pittsburgh. I thought they played Pittsburgh week 1 last year. That's why it was. Anthony, thank you.
After looking at what he did last year, maybe that was a bit of a far fetch.
He'll be lucky if he hits 600.
I thought he had more rushing yards last year, I'll be honest. But I forgot, though, he didn't really get more carries until later in the season. With that.
Does Ramondre Stevenson not exist in your world?
He didn't at the end of the year. He did the beginning. Weeks like 1 through 12, he was the guy. Zeke was nobody. But then they started giving Zeke the ball more, which I don't know why.
Yeah, because they had defensive coordinators coaching the offense.
But yeah, I mean, Zeke finished with 642 yards.
I guarantee you he'll barely get half of that. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
He's going to be their lead back. Now, 1,000,
they can't.
I'm taking it back right now. Not 1,000. But could I at least see 700? Maybe. They're going to run that man into the dirt. That's what's going to happen.
The dirt.
They're going to run him into the dirt. They're going to go back to when they drafted him. Just going to run the ball nonstop.
Okay, so
he only averaged 2 yards per carry, but
okay, so he's not commenting in the show's chat, but he's commenting in the 609 group chat on the post in the group, Tyler. So I'm going to read him off on the air so he gets his name heard. I will tell you now, he's back.
Who's back?
Oh, you know who's back. He's in the house.
He's in the house?
Who's in the house? It's Tony.
Tony? Get Tony in the chat.
I told him to go make sure you're clicked on the show in the chat so you're putting them in the stream, but it's okay. He's in the 6-0. He's watching the show. Tony is in the house.
Tony is in the house.
And Tony's 3 comments so far that he said were that Jerry is 81 and it's time for him to just play fantasy football in the retirement home. Oh, Tony, you got to get in the chat in the stream so I can put down the show. Then he said J.J. McCarthy was a first-round quarterback. Yes. And then he said CeeDee Lamb holds out and goes to the Bills. Oh, my God.
To the Bills? Man. Will that be like the Bills' end game there? That's what they're waiting for the whole time?
They're waiting for Dallas to screw up so they can benefit from it.
Anthony, I agree. He won't have 7 goal line touchdowns. He won't have a rushing touchdown outside of over 10 yards. That won't happen.
If Zeke gets 5 carries this year, over 25 yards, I'll play fantasy football the next year and draft the first overall.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't. Bills don't have the money. Why don't they have the money?
They ain't paying nobody.
Yeah, they ain't.
Who are they paying that they don't have no money? What they making? What's Josh Allen making $100 million?
I guess so.
But no, I for one think that the best idea for the Cowboys to go is to. And here's the reason what I said about Dak. I understand, like, yes, the Cowboys are never going to set up for mediocrity. They're not going to go and tank. They're not going to rebuild. But eventually you're going to have to move on from Dak Prescott because he's not getting you where you need to be. And what would you rather do? Would you rather go find your next franchise quarterback and keep your star franchise wide receiver and defensive player, or pay Dak and probably lose one or both of those two? Because
not paying Dak.
I'm not paying him either.
Any scenario that's possible, not paying Dak.
Because
anything else can happen.
Here are your other 2 scenarios. If you let CD go, who are you throwing the football to?
Nobody.
Who are you throwing the football to if you let CeeDee Lamb go? There are other wide receivers that I even know on this list. They've got Jalen Tolbert, who, okay, he was fine last year. They have, oh my God, I don't know any of I really don't know any of their guys outside of CeeDee Lamb. I really don't. They have Brandon Cooks. Oh God, they have remember Deontay Burnett?
Yeah.
The kid that was on the Eagles in 2019, he's on their roster.
Terrible.
His old says Zeke, LOL. And here's the other thing. Here's your other scenario. So if you get rid of CD, you have no one to throw the football to. But if you let Micah leave, your defense is going to be terrible.
Yeah. DeMarcus Lawrence ain't getting double-digit sacks every year.
And if he is, it's because of the guy that's gaining all the attention on the other side of him.
Mm-hmm.
If Micah's on the other side of you, you're going to be productive. I don't care how old you are. You could put Brandon Graham on the other side of Micah Parsons at 39 years old. He's still going to get you 10. He may get you 12. That's because that's what Micah commands so much of. So, I, for one, do not understand what Dallas has been doing for the past few months. And like I said, this isn't 1996. There he is! Dun, dun, dun!
Tony!
Dak doesn't even really have a I mean, they got Jake Ferguson. That's about it.
Ferguson's solid.
But even then, they let Dalton Schultz walk, and all the Texans, they was giving him a 1-year deal. Now, granted, the Texans gave him a bigger money deal this past offseason, but still.
He earned it.
Exactly!
Jerry just doesn't like paying people. That's all it is.
And they're probably easily they're probably the wealthiest franchise in the NFL. Let's be real. The Dallas Cowboys make money. There ain't no way money's an issue for...
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you one thing, the YouTube chat is on fire tonight.
Wait, what did they have $61 million in dead cap for? Who was it? Who's that from?
Was it it has something to do with the Diggs move?
Maybe. Did they
Tyler,
sell old Diggs a bunch of money?
Tyler, go look at the available cap space for the Bills. There's no way. But yeah, I would much rather take a small reset. Look at the Eagles. They did the same thing. Now, okay, the Eagles didn't have their top defensive and offensive players on their team when they took their reset. But teams take resets, find their next quarterback, and then they're just as good again. So, I, for one, would rather give CeeDee his money, give Micah his money, know I've got two cornerstones of my franchise right there, and then try to find my next franchise quarterback. Because, again, Dak Prescott is getting you nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
He's been to the divisional round every year if he gets that far, and it's the same story every single year. So when are we going to knock this off? And the quarterback market's just getting steeper and steeper. I mean, what's it now? $55 million a year?
Yep. And
he's probably asking for 60, because I can tell you right now it's probably what he's asking for. He's probably asking for 60.
I pulled it. It is actually really only have $10 million in freaking. Oh my gosh! You want to know what their cap hits are from?
Oh boy, let me hear that.
Oh my gosh!
Let me hear this one.
Stephon Diggs was $31 million.
Now hold on. That's just a warning for the Houston Texans. That's what the Bills didn't mind doing to get rid of him. Just remember this at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Just know that.
Tre'Davious White.
Oh no.
$6.2 million.
That's dead money?
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, that's to be fair, that's not Tre'Davious just got bit with the injury bug.
Yeah. Leonard Floyd, $4.3 million.
Oh my God, these guys have no money. Holy crap.
Guard Ryan Bates, $4 million.
Penn State boy.
Micah Hyde, $3.4 million.
This team's a mess.
Mitch Morse, their center, $3 million.
This team is a mess.
Jordan Poyer, $2 million.
And he's a Dolphin now.
Daquan Jones, almost $2 million.
Oh, good Lord.
Deontay Harty, a wide receiver.
I know.
I don't even know who he is. Why was he making so much? The dead cap was $1.6 million for him. And then there's one more guy with a dead cap in the millions. It's Tim Settle.
Oh my gosh.
Defensive tackle, $1.3 million. Then they still have a few more in like the few 100,000 range, but one of them is actually Naeem Hines. Almost 500,000. But
not Naeem.
That is a lot of dead cap.
That is.
I can't imagine that. Dude, even when the Eagles had to eat that dead cap with Carson Wentz, they didn't even get up to that much, did they?
I forget what the Eagles' dead cap was with Carson Wentz, but it wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty, but I don't think they had a bunch of other guys with dead cap hits, too.
No, it wasn't that many players, but...
That's terrible. The Bills
that's just poor.
Really screwed. Man.
Here you go. Zolt says, over his time with Buffalo, the Bills converted over $14 million in Diggs' salary to bonus money, and all that went to dead cap when they traded them. Oh, man.
Wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is what you get when you don't manage the salary cap right.
Seek counsel with Howie Roseman.
And he will not tell you everything he knows.
Nope.
Not at all. But to end our first segment here, I think basically everyone's in agreement that it either should be CeeDee or Micah.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to the 609 Sports Talk poll question. And we're going to talk about some stuff there. So, the poll question of the week was, who should the Dallas Cowboys top priority be? 15% of the vote said Dak Prescott. 15% of the vote also said Micah Parsons. And 68% of the votes whopping out saying that it should be CeeDee Lamb. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You could probably wait another year with Micah.
Probably could.
If they talk to him and say, "Look, we're trying to get CD locked up. Your contract is a year ahead, is behind his. We'll come back to you next year." But if they give it to Dak first, one of those two is gone.
Yeah, then they're really screwed.
Oh my God!
If you go with Dak, then you kind of have to go with CD also.
Yep. I'm just a robot. Yep. This would, and I would. They would win the NFC East for at least 5 years.
No, Belichick would somehow get Brady to come out of retirement.
Oh, stop it! I would despise him for the rest of my life.
I couldn't.
You thought LeBron? Hold on. You
freaking Cowboys jersey.
Hold on. You thought LeBron James going to the Heat got backlash. You think Kevin Durant going to the Warriors got backlash? You haven't seen anything if Tom Brady were to come out of retirement and join the Dallas Cowboys. And see, this is another thing. Zolt makes a great point. At least Micah is at least going to play for you. CD right now won't.
But then do you want a guy who's not going to play for you?
Why,
like there's two stages to this. It's one thing to hold out during training camp. It's another thing to hold out during the season as well. Do we think that CeeDee Lamb without a contract will hold out the first few games of the actual season?
With the way Jerry's acting, I wouldn't be surprised. Because here's the other thing, right? This goes right into what Zolt's saying. Who are they going to throw the football to?
They're going to throw it to Zeke. Zeke and Ferguson.
Dak is asking for a trade by week 5.
Dak's retiring.
Dak's retiring.
Yeah, Anthony did just say it. He said that, Zeke held out for those 3 weeks and got paid.
Yeah, so look how that worked out.
He does hold out for a couple of weeks, and they're struggling.
Okay, but
if he does hold out, they're not going to have any. Their offense is going to stall.
Okay, but here's the thing. Zeke left. They still had Tony Pollard.
No, we're talking about when Zeke got his contract the first time.
Yes.
Before Pollard was there.
Okay, but these are two totally different positions. If you don't have, just go back to a similar situation in Dallas. Dallas didn't want to pay DeMarco Murray in 2015. The Eagles decided to throw $90 million at him. I don't want to talk about that right now. But what did they do? They went and signed Darren McFadden for a year, and he ran for over 1,100 yards. Zeke was easily more replaceable than CeeDee Lamb is right now.
That's true. But they still didn't have the replacement for him at the time.
Yes, but it's easier to replace a running back than it is a star wide receiver.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
And especially right now, if CeeDee's holding out, who are you going to acquire? You going to sign Michael Thomas and his 2 bad hamstrings?
Well, so that just makes the statement true then. That if he chooses to hold out like Zeke did, if they ended up paying Zeke and they could have replaced Zeke, then definitely if CD holds out, they're really going to pay.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think Dallas is going to let it get that far. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's there because again, for
their sake they don't.
Guess what? And I guarantee you, those 3 weeks that Zeke held out, I bet you somebody ran for 100 yards, at least close to 100 those 3 games. CD's not out there. That passing game is screwed. They are screwed without CeeDee Lamb this year. Unless Brandon Cooks turns back the clock.
That's true. What if having Cooper opposite of CD helped CD out? Cooper's time there, he was very respectable,
CD's been just fine without Amari Cooper.
Yeah, he's got more balls thrown his way.
Exactly. But that's that's the point. But the balls had to go somewhere. I mean, Lamb literally just had 1,700 yards last year and 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He caught 135 passes. And he averaged 103 yards per game. So, no, yes, having Amari Cooper there definitely helped take some of the pressure off of CD, but let's not act like CD can't carry the bulk of the load. But here's the thing. You went from Amari Cooper to still having CeeDee Lamb. what do you think is going to happen if CeeDee Lamb's not out there and Brandon Cooks is your number one? Do you think this is going to be the same story? Because I don't.
True.
And then Zolt, I want to go to Zolt's comment before I saw Anthony's. He said Dak knows he's getting paid one way or the other, either in Dallas or elsewhere. He's smiling because he knows what's coming. This just screams. Because here's, who said it earlier? Was it Anthony about the Raiders and the Giants?
Oh, I forget.
Remember, the Giants can get out of Daniel Jones' contract after this year.
Yeah.
Just keep that in the back of your head. And the Raiders ain't paying nobody.
But would Dak really command a whole lot if, he's in a situation... If he's in a situation where the Cowboys don't want him, that drops his rep down a little bit. He's not going to be making what these other quarterbacks are making.
Okay, but guess what?
He's going to need, a prove-a-deal.
No. I will explain to you exactly why that's not the case here. The Giants, maybe. First of all, Dak's not going to the Giants. Dak will take one look at that offensive line, and he'll just not even show back. He will ghost the Giants.
He'll be like, I'm not getting hurt again.
The Las Vegas Raiders, since going to Vegas, have been an embarrassment. They have that big brand new stadium, all this new glitz and glamour. They got Devontae Adams, and they're one of the laughing stocks in the league. They will absolutely pay Dak Prescott what he wants to make them relevant. Because even if your opinions on Dak, he's better than Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, and he's probably at this point even better than Derek Carr was.
More consistent than Derek Carr, yeah.
Both throw interceptions, so it doesn't really matter.
But then again, could it have been? Now Derek Carr's got a chance with New Orleans to show that it was just the Raiders, but he still hasn't really.
He's looked worse since leaving the Raiders.
He has.
John Gruden did something to that man.
Yeah.
And Zolt just came in and said that Cooks hasn't broken 700 yards since 2021. I don't know what sort of expectations Jerry can put on him. Yeah, not unless I like Brandon Cooks is the pinnacle of being healthy every year.
I love Tony's comment. Throw it up there, Sam.
I will. I want to get through all of them. Anthony said the only quarterback that's smiling right now is Brock Purdy. All right, and then let me put Tony's comment saying
why is Brock Purdy smiling? He might not have Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, but he's got to a Super Bowl. Dak hasn't. He's definitely getting paid.
That is true.
Well, apparently the two sides got together, and now there's more expectations of a deal to get done.
I did see that.
Maybe if he's watching. Oh, did you see Quez Watkins' great Pittsburgh Steelers debut?
No, I didn't.
Muffed punt.
Muffed punt. Oh, well, he's just picking up where he left off, isn't he?
Well, first of all, the fact that the Steelers think that he could literally be a freaking punt returner is a joke in its own right.
Did they not watch his film? Did they not see that we tried that already?
Work. Yeah, like Tyler, right here. Do you not think that Vegas wouldn't love this? Dak with Devontae, Jacoby Myers, and Brock Bowers?
It's bold of you to assume Adams is going to be there in the next couple of years.
Oh, he's not.
Adams wants out. He chased the money. I guarantee you, he's in his next contract. He's going somewhere where he can win.
If they went out and got Dak, I would not see Devontae Adams moving. He wants to move because they literally don't have a quarterback. They literally do not have a quarterback. But I still think Devontae Adams will eventually be going from Vegas anyway. But, I mean, if they keep him, like you said, Jacoby Myers still there. They drafted Brock Bowers, which I still desperately hate for him because I kind of wanted...
They literally took Michael Myers and now Brock Bowers.
Michael Myers. Are you kidding me? And Zolt says the same thing. Raiders have played roulette with free agent quarterbacks. This is what I mean. Stop playing the roulette game. Go take some of your best assets. If you got to... Look, I understand teams like, oh, we don't want to give up this guy or this guy. Nothing in the NFL matters unless you have the quarterback.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Just like the Raiders right now.
Exactly.
They got all these weapons. They don't got a good quarterback.
No. And they can't even use any of their defensive talent because they ain't got none. The only guy they have is Max Crosby. And I wouldn't even trade Max Crosby at this point. Max Crosby's a dog.
He is.
So anyway, that's tonight's first segment about the Dallas Cowboys. That was a nice 45-minute Cowboy talk. Moving on into... Okay, listen. moving on into our show now. We're going to keep it on some contract disputes. We're going to switch it up a little bit here. We're going to talk some Jets now. Yeah, this is getting from depressing to really depressing. Hassan Reddick, as of this afternoon, has informed the New York Jets that he would like to be traded.
Zolt, I agree.
44 minutes that they deserve. Well, Zolt, now I'm really going to depress you because now we're talking Jets. I don't know what we're doing here now. But as everyone knows this afternoon, Hassan Reddick officially demanded a trade from the New York Jets before even stepping on a football field in a Jet uniform.
Can we get him back for like a 7th-round pick?
Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. Reddick, of course, was seeking a new contract in Philadelphia, but never... Oh, Zolt, I got you, man. Zolt, I got you. We got you over here. But Reddick has been seeking a new contract before the trade in Philadelphia, ultimately why the Eagles decided to move Reddick 5 months ago to the Jets for a conditional 3rd-round pick. Now, as of this afternoon, this is a statement from Jets President Joe Douglas, saying that we have informed Hassan that we will not trade him and that he is expected to be here with his teammates and that he will continue to be fined per the CBA if he does not report. Since the trade discussions back in March, we have been clear, direct, and consistent with our position. Our focus will remain on the guys we have here and we prepare for the regular season. Tyler, what do you think about this whole Hassan Reddick drama in New York?
Yeah. Just when the Jets look like they're trying to take off, they just stall again. How you get a trade for somebody? Promise them an extension, and they'll be like, it's coming later. Not going to happen right now. Like, how do you even put yourself into that? That explains it perfectly. How do you put yourself in this situation?
I love you, Tony. I missed you so much.
When in the history of the NFL has a team traded for a player agreed to that trade to go to that team, and then held out? When does that happen?
But not only that, the guy made it simply clear before that the Jets even made the trade with the Eagles. He made the Eagles aware, I want a new contract. Why would you trade for a guy who already wants a new contract without having a new contract in place for him? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know how that deal even got made without a contract being shown or discussed. Like,
yeah.
Usually contract extensions are already, like, in the works and done as soon as a trade's finalized. How many times do we hear a guy getting traded and then we automatically hear, like, an hour later, oh, they get a restructured new contract for this. Like,
hold on, I gotta remember. I don't remember his name, like, off the top of my head. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to make this go very quickly, so I'm not like dead air time here. But
Anthony, that's great. He said the Jets did a dog owner. They said, "Let's go for a walk." Psych, we're going to the doctors.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, 100% dysfunctional. I agree.
Well, that was the thing back in the offseason, right? Free agency frenzy. Well, we were on Birds of the Gridiron. Remember, we were on the same day the Eagles signed Saquon Barkley. We broke the news live on air that the Giants had acquired Brian Burns, and in the same tweet from Schefter says, the Giants who have acquired Brian Burns are signing him to a $105 million contract extension. They had that in place before they made the deal because they didn't want to go through this crap. And the Jets just thought, oh, no, we'll get him signed later.
You know who I blame too partially in this? Whoever his agent is.
Oh, whoever his agent. I fire my agent at this point.
Because that's on the agent as well. Because the agent's the one who does all this stuff.
Exactly.
So, if the agent was like, oh, yeah, we're working on a deal, they'll get a deal done for you, but he didn't tell them that it wasn't in writing yet, then, like, what the heck's the agent doing?
Dude, if I was Hassan Reddick, I said, you took me out of that situation in Philly for this crap, I could have just stayed in Philly.
If I just wanted a contract and wanted to wait for a contract, I could have stayed on a winning team.
Yeah. Now, thinking back to it, though, I don't want to say too much on this. Howie Roseman has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever and call them back up and say, not working out too well, is it? Oh, God. Who is in the Jets? Excuse me?
What? The Jets have $52 million in dead cap?
Tyler,
Oh my gosh.
come on, Catman.
Well, I don't want to be Howie Roseman.
You are my Catman.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, all I'm gonna say is that Howie Roseman does have the potential to do the funniest thing ever and call the Jets back up and say, I'm not giving you your third rounder back, but I'll give you a 6th-round pick next year. Zolt said that's why you keep saying no to teams. Either give him the money or I'm holding out. See, that's why Ayuk's still a Niner.
Gosh, why did the...
Oh, read it off, baby. What the Jets got in dead cap?
This would almost be worse than the Bills.
Almost.
If they had someone like Stephon Diggs.
Wait a minute, Tyler. Before you start, look at Tony's comment that Rodgers and Garrett Wilson.
Oh my gosh! Of course.
You do realize something, right?
Jeez.
Let me just tell you this right now. You do realize that the trade is going to be Garrett Wilson for Devontae Adams. Can we just admit it? It's going to happen.
Say that. I was literally just going to say that. It's going to be them for them straight up. Rodgers is going to be like, I don't care what you guys want in return. Just do it straight up. Trust me.
I want my guy.
I want my guy. Trust me. Just do it. All right. So, dead money. Lakin Tomlinson, $10 million, almost $11 million. Dead cap hit.
Jesus.
John Franklin Myers, $9 million cap hit. Good old Zach Wilson, $8.5 million cap hit. CJ Uzama, $6 million cap hit.
Oh my God! And he's not going to make the Eagles roster. It looks like
Carl Lawson, almost $6 million cap hit. Dwayne Brown, almost $5 million cap hit. Jordan Whitehead, $3 million cap hit. Mecole Hardman, $2 million cap hit. Quentin Jefferson, $1.5 million cap hit. Like, why are these teams getting themselves in these situations where they just got to keep paying? Like, they get in these dead cap situations. Like, they need to learn how to structure their contracts better.
No, and like look what Anthony just said. That it's crazy that the Niners have $19 million in dead cap. They have $51 million in cap space, and they haven't signed Ayuk.
That's unbelievable.
Well, just for the sake of the Hassan Reddick thing, the Eagles have like $28 million right now in cap space. Paging Howie Roseman.
Contract, you say?
Could you imagine this? Howie Roseman would walk into the season with not only that draft pick, but both Hassan Reddick and Bryce Huff. That would be hilarious. I'd almost just give him the draft pick back, just for the hilarious part of it.
You know what? You guys can hang on to this.
So I did post that the Hassan Reddick trade request in a Facebook group, and this guy did bring up, what if the Niners, because that's the thing, the Niners have all that cap space. Could you imagine if they called for Hassan Reddick and paired him with Nick Bosa? I don't want to see the Niners at all next year.
Yeah.
If they were to acquire Hassan Reddick, I don't want to see the Niners. They've already got 2/4 of the Eagles' 2022 pass rush. I don't want to see them.
Oh, yeah.
I won't want to see that.
Oh, no. Wait, they're number one? Because I saw the Bills said they were number 2. I didn't think to look up who was number 1.
Dun, dun, dun. If you want to laugh, this is going to be scary.
Oh, my gosh.
This is going to be very, very scary.
Wait a minute. Wait a freaking minute. This is actually hilarious.
Is it really hilarious?
Someone that they just brought back is on their dead cap list. Is that where the laugh was with Zeke Elliott? They have $6 million of dead money for Zeke.
Okay.
Wait, are we sure that the Cowboys are the number 1 in dead cap? But anyways, I mean, the notables on the list are Zeke, $6 million. Tyron Smith, $6 million. Michael Gallup, 4.3. Dorrance Armstrong, 1.5. Leighton Vander Esch, 1.2 mil. So they only have a total of 20 million on this list here. So is that number 1?
No, Zolt meant the top of the list was the funny one.
Oh, okay.
That's what he meant. Here, I'll pin that real quick.
Dang. So Denver, that's wild. Let's see. Let's look up Denver here.
So, I got some little
Oh
Eagle.
my,
What's up?
I think that's worse than Carson Wentz.
Oh no.
Russell Wilson, $53 million dead cap space, dead cap money.
Huh?
53 million. Randy
Excuse.
Gregory, Mr.
Oh,
UFC himself, $7 million.
Randy Gregory. What?
Justin Simmons, almost $4 million.
Still
Their
unsigned.
kicker, Brandon McManus, $1.2 million. Chris Manhertz, $1 million. Frank Clark, $1 million. That is atrocious.
Frank Clark's not even on the
Oh
team
my
anymore.
gosh. And they're still taking a dead cap hit for it for this year. That's crazy.
That's absolutely terrible.
And then Russ will still have dead cap hit for them again next year. And it'll be gone by 2026. That's terrible. Oh my gosh.
And
Wow.
he said Armstrong's in Washington, right? So he's getting 2 checks. And then Tony said the Cowboys Brandon Ayuk is looking to get out of San Fran. Another one that I wanted to look at earlier was Zolt saying how the Lions could use Hassan Reddick.
I was thinking about that. That could be a potential spot.
Look, Detroit was literally plays away from a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah.
And you've already got a great young defense. Brian Branch in that secondary. You have Aiden Hutchinson. Why not go add Hassan Reddick to that group?
Adding Hassan Reddick in with Aiden Hutchinson, that's a scary pass rush.
Not to mention they just drafted Terrion Arnold. That Lions defense is young. Is getting young and it's good. So
I still can't get over the Cowboys dead cap. Now I know why they're only paying Zeke like $2 million this year. They're like, we're still paying for you, buddy.
now I know why they can't sign any of these guys. we're eating dead cap for a guy we cut 2 years ago.
That's
but
crazy.
where are some possible destinations for Hassan Reddick for you if he is traded? Well, first, do you think he'll get traded? Agree, Zolt. Got to at least make the call.
So, the Jets already said that they are not interested in trading him, right? They informed him that.
Well, good luck. Okay, and then he's going to sit at home.
Out. I think they might be able to work a deal out somehow, some way.
Tony, no, Tony. I don't want Hassan to rot away watching the no. First team that comes to mind that's not really in a position, maybe the Cardinals. Maybe Jonathan Gannon wants to bring him over there, bring him back to Arizona.
Maybe back to Arizona under Gannon.
I love Zolt's idea of Detroit. I would love maybe for Philly just to go and call and say, hey, we have the potential to do the funniest trade in NFL history.
Would you like to be a part of it?
Yeah, would you like to be more of the laughing stock that you already are?
Do your part.
Oh, no. Anthony, no. In Pittsburgh? Are you kidding me? Him, Watt, Highsmith? Oh, my God.
The difficult thing is going to be now, I think the Jets are going to really try to keep him. Because
then pay him. Then pay him.
I know they have to pay him. They're probably just trying to figure out how they're going to do it with their freaking cap space.
Don't trade for a guy that you can't pay.
Like, how much do they have in active cap space? They have $20 million, it looks like. That's enough to get a deal done this year.
I don't know that.
You don't pay the guy all in 1 year.
That pass
how much was he looking for again?
It's probably somewhere
Was he looking for $20 million a year? If so, that's crazy.
Probably something in that Bosa area, maybe. It could be a high possibility.
What is Bosa's again?
I have no idea what Bosa's making a year.
Talking about Nick, right? Because Joey's always hurt.
Yeah.
All right, 5 years, $170 million. Average annual salary of $34. Dang. So maybe Reddick's just looking for like $20 million a year.
Well,
If that's the case, then they really can't pay him. They cannot do a deal.
Well, here it is, right? So Bosa's number 1 at $34 million. Number 2 is Josh Allen at $28.2 million. Then you've got Brian Burns at $28 million. Then you got TJ.
Definitely better than Brian Burns.
Then you've got TJ. Yeah, but then TJ Watt's making $28 million. Myles Garrett's making $25 million. Montez Sweat's making $24.5 million. Danielle Hunter is making $24.5 million. Rashawn Gary is making 24, and I guarantee you Reddick is better than Rashawn Gary.
Yeah.
Crosby's making $23.5 million. Bradley Chubb is making $22 million. And then you're down to like Leonard Williams, Trey Hendrickson, Joey Bosa. Von Miller is making $20 million. Is Von Miller still playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
Khalil Mack's making $19. Reddick's going to command anywhere between $20 to $25 million.
Yeah, he will. So, yeah, that's why the Jets have not put a contract down on the table, because they do not physically have the money to pay him this year alone.
Real quickly, again, Zoe. No. We don't need more. D'Amico does not need all this.
Send him to the Bears, at the very least. But the Chiefs, no, please. No.
He doesn't want to have to slip and slide.
Houston,
he remembers.
No.
Houston would be dynamic, though. That pass rush would be filthy with him, Anderson, and Hunter.
Yeah.
That pass rush is filthy with those three.
We all know what's going to happen. He's coming back home.
Zol said F the Bears. I would love to see him come back. I didn't want to get rid of him, but this is what Howie Roseman does. He knows how these things go.
At this point, if Reddick is willing to play and get a good amount of guaranteed money, see if he's willing to do like $23-25 million a year.
Howie Roseman will give him what he wants. He'll just backload it like he does with everybody else.
Yeah, he will. That's true. All right, you have a $10 million signing bonus this year.
That I'll push back 5,000 times.
I'll push it back until you're 90.
Until you're not Bobby Bonilla this thing, and we'll be all good.
We'll give you partial ownership. We'll call it even.
So, I do have a little bit of Eagles news, real quick. This is from HUD Radio, that apparently the Eagles are expected to revisit trade talks with the Houston Texans regarding wide receiver John Mechie III.
Well, were they in trade talks the first time?
They talked a little bit early in the offseason about him. Shortly after the Diggs thing. Yeah, the Eagles apparently right now are not happy with how their wide receivers looked in Baltimore. Well, I mean,
John Ross, are we surprised?
But no, John Ross, he was a speedster, getting first team reps. Yeah, that's cute. Here's the thing: it wasn't about John Ross being quick when he was in the NFL the first time. He just sucked.
Couldn't catch the ball.
He can't play. The Anaya Smith has had a rough training camp so far.
Ooh.
Now, Johnny Wilson's looked good, but Anthony said give him a bonus of $20 million for 18 sacks, but only pay him for the first half every game. Ha!
They wouldn't do that. They respect their players, at least in this organization.
Yeah, we respect our players. We just couldn't afford everybody. We had some other things we had to deal with.
That seems like a Cowboys thing.
Oh man. I don't want to go in there either.
No, they're not even paying Micah right now, so they definitely aren't going to go out and pay him.
The Cowboys, that'd be the most stupid thing they would do. Now moving on to a third segment. Now, this is a very fun segment that we have. There was a little bit of Eagles news this past week as former Eagles quarterback and Super Bowl 52 MVP Nick Foles officially announced his retirement. Nick will always be famously known for the 2017 season, which he took over for an injured Carson Wentz and led the Eagles to their first Super Bowl in franchise history. He will also be known for the historical play known as Philly Philly, the Philly Special, however you want to remember it, that they used at the end of the first half of that game against the Patriots, which propelled the Eagles to a 41-33 win as Nick Foles outdueled Tom Brady in that Super Bowl. Tyler, my question now. With Nick Foles officially retired, should and will the Eagles retire his number 9 jersey?
I think you have to. He's the only quarterback to deliver a Super Bowl to Philadelphia. Yes, he didn't do it the whole season, but if it wasn't for him and his play and his ability to just go in there and do what was asked of him, they would have never won. They would have never had the run. We would have never had that Super Bowl. So the fact of how much Nick Foles means in the city of Philadelphia, I think they'll do the right thing, and they're going to honor him by not only inducting him into the Eagles Hall of Fame, but retiring his number, because he is forever embedded.
I'm pretty sure, Anthony, that they have.
Yeah. So if McNabb got his jersey retired, the guy who delivered the Super Bowl and hoisted the Super Bowl, he was Super Bowl MVP, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They'll retire his number.
I'm pretty sure that his number's retired.
Let's see.
Yes, it was retired in 2013. So yes, number 5 is retired. Here's the other thing. Something kind of happened this offseason that already gave me the inkling that it is kind of already like unofficially retired. Apparently when he went for his jersey number switch, Josh Sweat asked about number 9, and they said, no, that's not happening. Why a pass rusher wants to wear a single-digit number is beyond me.
You're not Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, exactly, bud. You got to get at least some sacks to get that respect here, buddy. But yeah, apparently
9 sacks, and then we can talk.
Yeah, 9 sacks in a season, not in 3 years, Sweaty. But yeah, apparently he asked them, could he wear 9? They said no. So I think it kind of already is.
It's slimming.
It's slimming.
Yeah, Tony's got a good point.
Yeah, he does have a good point. He already has the statue out there. And, of course, so I got into an argument with somebody over the weekend about this, saying that you could have put any quarterback back there and they would have outdueled Tom Brady, which is completely inaccurate. And then I also had someone say that, oh, well, the team was stacked. That team wasn't stacked. I'd say it had...
Who the other quarterback was? I actually do forget. But I know there was another quarterback before Foles came in. When they were testing the waters out after Wentz went down. Do you know the name of that other quarterback?
There was no other quarterback. It was Nick.
There was definitely one that they tried out for like at least half of a game.
Yes, Sudfeld.
Sudfeld, yeah.
That was that was the last game of the season.
He looked terrible.
They were never going to put Sudfeld in a... Stop it.
Sam, I'm strengthening your argument, damn
but
it.
No, you're right, though, because there were actually idiots that wanted Nate Sudfeld in the Atlanta game. And I'm like, okay, good luck with that. We'll be out of this game by halftime.
Exactly.
Anthony has an interesting question here. So if you sign a player in the offseason and they retire, do you get your money back?
Yes.
I don't know. Is there any dead cap hits?
I don't think so, no. Because the Eagles had that happen to them last year. They didn't take a dead cap hit for it.
Yeah, Miles Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, didn't that just happen this year, too?
Was it another guy? I think there was another guy this year that did that.
Someone else did that.
Wait, it was a receiver. Who was it? I think it was a receiver. Oh, man.
Somebody just did this again.
Wait, Devontae. right? What's
Huh?
hold on. No, all right, Parker.
Devontae Parker, yes.
Right? Yeah, it was him.
Yes, Devontae Parker. I was like, I couldn't think of it. And Miles Jack did it to him last year, all just to come back and play for the Steelers. But yeah, Devontae Parker. Okay, I knew there was somebody that did it. Yeah, I bet that's kicking the Eagles right now, though, because they really need some wide receiver help. And Tony said, don't forget about this. He also threw the 7 touchdowns in the game.
Yeah.
Against the Raiders in 2013. That was the 27-2 year with Chip. When Vic went down, and Nick just came in and took the freaking league by storm. But honestly, look, I know we could talk about your Bradys, your Mannings, your Mahomes, and you're not going to get any quarterbacks better than those guys. We can agree there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. Nick Foles put up in 2017, in that postseason, he put up 2 of the greatest performances you'll ever see.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Super Bowl performance was sensational. The NFC Championship game was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he threw for 4 touchdowns. He threw for over 470 yards. They threw a flea flicker to Torrey Smith.
They absolutely destroyed them.
The Vikings were done after the pick 6. When they threw that pick 6 to Patrick Robinson, that game was over.
Yeah.
And just think, this all could have happened because of the knee of Keanu Neal. Because remember, if that ball doesn't get popped up into the air and caught by Torrey Smith, that's probably a pick.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes the Eagles' momentum all the way from driving down to midfield and kicking a field goal right before that half. Because let's be real, the Atlanta game was not easy for them to win.
Yep. That Atlanta game was a battle.
It was. What's up, Smithers?
What's up, Alex?
But yeah, I think Nick's numbers. It's not that I think it's going to get retired. It's going to get retired. I own 2 of his jerseys. Nick's going to get his jersey retired here.
Mm-hmm.
And they've already announced he's retiring as an Eagle. Home opener against Atlanta. How fitting.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder if Julio will be there. You know, I was just thinking about that, about the Eagles wide receiver things. Would they bring back Julio?
I hope not. I didn't like the fit.
I did like the fit. I didn't like the guy calling the plays for the fit.
Yes, that could be the reason. I don't know.
I'd rather just trade for John Mechie and call it a day.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Do it.
Well, the freaking Texans are stacked at wide receiver anyway. He's going to play a lot.
Yeah. Probably not going to play at all. He's the very odd man out.
Yeah, and he's very good. He's a young, talented wide receiver. I mean, he had battle cancer a little while back, beat it. I think he's perfect for what the Eagles are looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if Paris Campbell's going after this year.
Yep.
Oh, my. Here, wait, hold on. Wait, Anthony. Why don't you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Washington Commander's great. He led you guys through some dark times over there.
And he got you Jaden Daniels. No, I'm not even making jokes. I love Jaden Daniels. Again, these are 2 Eagle fans here. Because that's the thing. We've been talking about the Cowboys and all these other teams. We're Eagle fans.
Oh, yeah.
But we are not blind enough to say that they win that Super Bowl without him. The Eagles still, don't get me wrong, I love Nick, and like I said, that run was sensational. Anthony, that is true. He did play for the Eagles more years than the Commanders. That is true. I was just messing with you. But I will say, they do not win that Super Bowl without Carson Wentz.
No, they don't.
They don't. He was the
MVP. Give credit to both.
The Eagles winning a Super Bowl would never go easy with them saying, oh, hey, we're going to have one quarterback play all 17 games and we're going to be fine. Everyone's going to be healthy. It was never going to ever be that easy. It's Philadelphia. Right now, the Phillies can't win 3 out of 4 in Arizona right now. I'm struggling over here. Nothing in Philadelphia comes easy. But no, the Eagles do not win that Super Bowl without Carson Wentz or Nick Foles. It's just that simple. They don't win without either of them. But before we continue to move on here, would like to thank one of the top 609 OGs, Miss Kaylee Negron, because that was a segment that she brought to our attention. So that was a very nice segment to have there. I believe Nick's number will be retired.
Oh, yeah.
Are we in agreement?
Oh, yeah. It will be, and it should be, rightfully so.
Well, time to move to the final segments. Time to talk some Olympics. You ready to talk some of the Olympics?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with some Olympic talk here, and we are here to debut another new segment that we have for you guys. It is time to go talk about some soccer. Yes, and we are going to go live from the pitch here with our very own Tyler Adams, as we are well known for that, and it is time to talk some Olympic soccer. There we go. Feels that for once I get to sit back and relax. So, Mr. Adams, you have some stuff to talk about. Let me just before you get going here, let me just pull up Anthony's last comment here about I retired RG3's jersey. It's still in perfect condition, like it's never been owned.
That's great.
But now, Mr. Adams, you got some USA women's soccer to talk to start off this segment. The floor is yours.
So, everyone who follows any type of United States soccer, or even knows about it, that there's dark times when it comes to men's soccer in the United States. They try their best. Sometimes they show some good flashes, sometimes they show bad flashes. But there's always one group of extraordinary people who always seem to come together and dominate the world. And that is the United States women's national team. This young team, after having some struggles in the 2023 World Cup where they got eliminated in the round of 16, that was very not characteristic of them. But they were transitioning from a lot of the old OG players into the newer, younger generation to take over. So this Olympic Games, they seemed to finally put it all together, and they dominated. They didn't lose a single game or even draw throughout the whole tournament. They went through the group stage, beat every team. They went all the way up to the final, and they played the Brazil national team in the finals. They won the game 1-0, and a nickname for the attacking trio that was formed is the Triple Espresso. It's led by Mal Swanson, Sophia Smith, and Trinity Rodman. That name might sound familiar to you, Sam. Daughter of Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that. My coworker told me.
Yep. And Tony, there we go. Tony, I know he follows the women's soccer team. Yeah, Emma Hayes only coached 10 games and led them to winning the Olympics, yeah. And they had extraordinary play from the goalkeeper. It was literally the 90th minute. Brazil almost tied the game. It might have even been into extra time a little bit. And it was an extraordinary one-hand save to punch the ball away, and they were able to secure the win. But this attacking trio, there's a reason why they got their own nickname. They each scored 3 goals, combining for 9 out of the 11 total goals through the Olympic tournament. This trio of young players, it's something that hasn't really been seen for a while. And they do have a chance over the next years to eclipse something that the previous generation of women's soccer did. So it seems like they're picking up right where they left off. The baton has been passed. And it seems to be looking on the up for the dominance of the United States on the world soccer scene, as far as the women go. Men's soccer, we don't talk about them right now.
Yeah, men's soccer.
Still trying to find a new head coach.
Yeah, well, they just fired their manager a few weeks ago, didn't they? Or like a few months ago?
Yeah. After the most recent Copa America tournament.
Well, here's the thing. I was watching the Copa tournament, and ladies and gentlemen, let's just explain this real quick. These are the new and improved things that we have at 609 Sports Talk. Tyler is the soccer guy. I'm the baseball guy. We could talk a little bit from like I could talk a little bit and ask him some questions. He can do the same thing with baseball. We know, but this is his expertise. But from what I watched with that last Copa tournament was they're not an aggressive team at all.
They're not.
I don't know if that just now look, I'm a casual, if that's the right word. I'm a casual. I don't watch soccer. If it's on, maybe I'll flip it on in the background if I'm bored. I'm not a soccer head. But from what I saw from that Copa tournament, they're not an aggressive team at all.
They're not. And the thing with soccer is a very technical sport to where you don't always play on the attack. You kind of sometimes play, on the defensive and reactive, and you try to build up your chances of scoring off of counterattacks. But the issue is you can only play defensive and conservative for so long.
Yeah.
But then comes the time, you conceded a goal against you. Now you're down. If you're not able to flip that switch to go on the offensive, then what are you doing? Oh, yeah, Anthony, 100%. No one will ever give you an argument out of that. The women's soccer has always been light years ahead of men's soccer.
I mean, at least I know a player. I used to know a player on the women's soccer team.
Who's that?
Julie Ertz.
Julie Ertz.
I don't know how I know her. I think she's married to somebody who I know.
Zach Ertz, significant other. Very much more significant other.
I know who she's married to. I'm being sarcastic.
No, she wears the pants.
Does she have more gold medals than Zach has Super Bowls?
Yes.
How many gold medals does Julie Ertz have?
I don't even know. They won. Did they win the last Olympics? I don't know if they won the last Olympics. I forget. Yeah, Tony, the World Cup's here in just 2 years, and I don't know if they're going to be ready. They at least have to make it out of the group stage. They have to. If they can't even make it out of the group stage, it's.
We still trying to go to that?
Just withdrawal. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out at least one game.
If you want to go,
if I'm able to.
I'm more than down to go.
Yeah, they're gonna have games at the Link, at MetLife. Depending on who's playing at either one.
I don't know about going to MetLife now.
It's a good matchup. I'll shuffle my way up there.
Shuffle your way up there. Is that a shot at me?
Maybe.
Ha, ha, ha. Real funny. But yeah, back to that Copa tournament real quick. Like I said, I've watched a few men's games over the past couple tournaments, and they just look so passive. They don't look aggressive at all. Now,
I will say, the Copa tournament, they had a couple of bigger guys that they were missing.
Okay.
They were missing some midfielders due to injuries. And they have a lot of attacking potential. They got a lot of young guys. That's the one thing about this team was the youth on it.
Aren't you on the team?
Yes. My alter ego is on the team.
I'll say, is there a Tyler Adams on?
He's a very, very good center defensive midfielder. And that's the thing. They were missing a lot of their midfield guys. Another one, Isaiah McKinney, they were missing. Brian, you just don't understand a beautiful sport. It's okay. I will say, I've developed a low-key interest to want to watch it more, but I never know when it's on. Yeah, and it's tough, because, you can't really watch MLS games, because they're not really that intriguing.
They're not televised a lot, either.
They're not.
They don't have, a national television deal like the NFL and all this stuff does.
They play a lot of games on Fox Sports, like FS1 and stuff.
I do notice that.
But, yeah, I mean, it's not that huge. Oh, Brian, you going to learn.
And Brian?
And I hope he kicks the ball in a very special place for your comment on Soccer Sucks.
And Brian, this is the guy to learn from right here. This is the soccer expert right here. But in other news, is there anything else we have to bring up for the women's soccer?
No. Just wait for them to keep beating everybody in the world.
Well, that was a very nice debut for our new lovely segment there. So we just want to put out one more time that this was From the Pitch with Tyler Adams, as you can see. So Mr. Adams did a very good job there. And now we are back to this. Hey!
Oh, okay. So Tony put it up there. He said Julie has 2 World Cup wins, but no Olympic gold medals. Yeah, that is unfortunate that she wasn't able to be around for this tournament here.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. So Brian's asking about John Mechie going to be an Eagle. It looks like there's talks.
Let's see. Anthony said.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Anthony wants to know how much the tickets are. I honestly have no idea how much they are, Anthony. I mean, it depends. Are you just talking about going to see a normal game, or like, are you talking about seeing like a World Cup game? Because a World Cup game, you're watching national level teams playing, and the tickets are going to be pretty up there.
Yeah. Speaking, though, of since we're on the talk of the Olympics here, we can do a little bit of a recap for it. Now, like I said, I did not get to watch much of it at all because, you good luck trying to figure out the time starts with Paris, okay?
Oh, yeah. My favorite highlight was the Australian breakdancing team. Sam, if you haven't seen that meme, I need you to go ahead and look that up real quick. I'm assuming you've seen it then, right?
No, I'm not over the fact that breakdancing is an Olympic sport. That's what.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God,
Brian! There we go, Brian.
Why does this happen every show? Why is my camera out of focus? Hello.
Uh-oh. Why
does that happen every show? We bring something up and somebody brings it up like 2 seconds later.
Sam, please, if you can look it up.
I will look up after the show.
Look it up on your phone right now. You have to. Look it up right now, Sam. Just type in Australian breakdancing Olympics. That's all you need. Yes, that is the one that got the 0 for doing the Homer Simpson dance. She did the kangaroo dance. She literally looked like it. She did look like a kangaroo. Now, I'll say the Australian guy for the men's side, he actually did a good job. He actually did breakdancing. Now, Sam, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't know. Wait, someone really What? Wait.
Anthony, what? Anthony, what are you talking about?
Is that actually a thing?
No, let's not talk about that.
Oh my God.
We'll make a censor for that. Let's not talk about that.
She did the kangaroo dance. And it was atrocious. And I'm just like, who watched her do this and practice this and like, yeah, this is the one you're winning.
Oh, look what I can do. The guy from Saturday Night.
Look what I can do, guy. If you see the video with the side-by-side to the Homer Simpson, he's trying to break dance on the floor. That's what she looked like.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm not doing that. Okay, let's recap some of the Olympics real quick before I lose my freaking mind over Australian breakdancing. So, the U.S., of course, dominated the Olympics, totaling 126 total medals. 40 gold, 44 silver, and 42 bronze. Brian said apparently she has a PhD in breakdancing. And then Tony said the French female basketball player steps on the 3-point line for 2 points, and they lose by a point to the USA. Oh my God, that's how the women's basketball ended?
Yeah.
Coming in second in the Olympics with 91 total medals was China. They tied the U.S. with 40 gold, but only tallied up 27 silver and 24 bronze. Japan tallied 45 total, 20 gold, 12 silver, 13 bronze. How do you get more bronze than silver? Come on. Australia came in with 53, 18 gold, definitely not in breakdancing, 19 silver, and 16 bronze. France came in with a total of 63 with 16 gold, 25 silver, and 22 bronze. The Netherlands came in with a total of 34, 15 gold, 7 silver, and 12 bronze. Great Britain came in with 65, 14 gold, 22 silver, and 29 bronze. Jesus. And South Korea came in with 32 total, 13 gold, 9 silver, and 10 bronze. The USA highlights were the 3 gold medals they received in women's soccer, women's basketball, and men's basketball for the 5th consecutive Olympics, won the gold medal, all because Steph Curry's a freaking madman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last couple minutes of that game, oh my goodness.
They assembled the Avengers, Sam.
They assembled the Avengers. They do it every year. I was screaming during the match. This is what it feels like to cheer for Curry. Yeah, Brian, for once I can cheer for Steph Curry. Now I hate him again. Noah Lyles tested positive. Lyles said he tested positive for COVID 2 days before they finished third in the 200-meter final. That's what he meant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that sucks.
Damn. So he ran with COVID and still finished third.
That's impressive.
1 bronze with asthma and COVID. That's crazy.
That's impressive.
That is.
And Tony said Joel Embiid wins a gold medal, but the Sixers can't. Okay, you know what, Tony? Tony.
Man.
Yeah,
Joel's like, so wait, this is what it's like to win something.
This I agree with.
Yes.
I personally agree with Brian. I believe Curry should have got MVP. And if you were going to give it to Curry for the whole Olympics, honestly, you should have gave it to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had played a really good Olympics.
My man Bam Adebayo should have got most valuable role player.
Bam and Joel
cleaning up the boards.
Well, that's the thing. Bam and Joel were two of the biggest keys for Team USA because they're the two bigs.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're going against the France team with Gobert and Wembanyama.
Gobert, like the 7-foot Eiffel Towers over there.
And then they had to go against Jokic and Serbia the game before that.
Serbia gave them a run for their money.
Yeah, look, and for the people that come out and say that USA has all these future Hall of Famers, don't act like there's not NBA players on these other teams too. The reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic, is on Serbia. Victor Wembanyama is going to be one of the top 10 players in the NBA. Yes, I am saying that. In a couple of years, he's on the France team, as is Gobert. Stop acting like there's not NBA talent on these other teams, okay? Oh, jeez. I am so glad. No, I'm so glad he did this. Tatum set the record for most dap-ups, the most way to go, most pass.
Most way to go.
No. You cannot tell me Steve Kerr did not have a personal agenda with Jason Tatum in these Olympics. Do not tell me that he did not, because he was not playing him at all. I will say, though.
This is crazy.
I will say. Yes, but see, this is the problem. This is how good this Team USA roster is. Look, even Tyrese Halliburton didn't play.
Yeah.
And yes, I get that Halliburton and Tatum, you can make the case, some would say are better than Devin Booker and Drew Holiday, but they were playing well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take out my guys that are playing well. So, I get it. Like, people are, like, making jokes, and, like, some people are upset, but, like, who cares? They won the gold. True. I see that, Brian. Tatum, he loves to chuck up his threes, but again, like I said, he was just getting overplayed by guys that were playing better than him. Now, where does this Team USA rank in your... If you had to rank the last 5 gold medals, where would you rank this one at?
I don't know. I'm just used to them winning.
The 2012 one was good. That 2012 one, the year that LeBron won his first title and he won the gold.
LeBron, Carmelo, Wade.
It don't get better than Olympic Melo. That was
Melo. Go.
First of all, though, the unsung hero of the 2012 Olympic team. Will he? Brian, is that confirmed? I wonder. I hope that's true, because I would team.
If you think about it, 2028. I don't know for seeing LeBron James.
LeBron said he most likely will not come back.
I don't see Steph Curry.
They're trying to see if KD will still come back, but it doesn't look
that. But I don't know if I even see KD coming back for that.
LeBron,
we're looking at another 4 years.
Joel will go back.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
Joel would be kind of old at that point. And, like, he might not want to do that extra,
Okay.
work.
Bam. All right. Bam will be back.
Bam's a little younger. And
Tatum,
his body holds up better than Joel's. So that
no
could be
assault. No. Tatum and Booker and Halliburton and them will be back. But no, the unsung hero of that 2012 team, Tyson Chandler, because he was the only center on the damn team.
Sam, I'm not laughing at what you just said. Please go through Anthony's comment. And Tony said nobody beats the Dream Team. I agree with that.
Oh, no.
And Diana Taurasi won her 5th and final gold medal. Yeah, Diana Taurasi's a GOAT.
She is.
But Anthony's going to find a way to sign up for flag football.
Shit, I'm down. I could be an Olympic athlete.
What, in the big head tossing competition?
I'll be the next John Kitna. Shut up. But no, agree, Tony. The Dream Team is the greatest team ever assembled. I was just saying over the last few times, like, in our... Oh, shit. I didn't mean to say that twice. In our, like, lifetime, I wasn't alive in 92.
Oh, my God, Tony. That can't be right. Bro, Zolt said, don't know, kind of want to see LeBron come back with full gray beard next time. That would be hilarious. Oh, no. Don't tell me he's going to try and bring Bronny on the team with him.
I was just going to say, he's going to literally go there. I will not. I'll come back if you bring my son.
He's literally going to make that stipulation. I'll come play for y'all in 2028. My son's coming on the bench.
If Jason Tatum can do it, why can't he?
Tony, I hope that's a joke. Joel said he might come back and play for Cameroon. Man,
no way. No way.
He does not want to put that much on his body. Why is he going to go try and carry Cameroon?
Yeah, honestly.
Why would he want to do that?
Hold on, wait. Anthony just said, if she can get it for breakdancing, I can get it for flag.
Anthony, you're not wrong. After seeing what some of these, how do I say,
that's great,
expectations or qualifications are, he might have a solid chance getting in on a flag football team.
That's great. I could probably sling a few throws for flag football.
Sam, you'd be getting sacked like 10 times.
I'm like Brock Purdy. Nice little game manager.
Oh my gosh.
Man, right down the field.
Sam, they don't use baby footballs. They use real size footballs.
Anywho. Oh my goodness. Well, unless anyone else has anything else to talk about, I'm all sported out for the night. What about you?
Yeah. That's about it for me.
This was a fun show.
Women's basketball, they did their thing over there too.
Hey, you saw it. They won by a foot, literally. Is that the Kevin Durant foot against the Bucks in 2021?
Oh my gosh, the size 24 foot.
That will that. I feel like that is basically what was the death of that Brooklyn Nets dream team.
Yeah,
because they probably would have won the finals if they would have beat the Bucks.
That was a huge shot. Like, when I saw that go in, my jaw dropped.
And then you look at the
replay, and I'm like, damn, that's a big foot.
That's a long foot.
And I'm like, damn, they lost.
But anyway, we want to thank everybody for joining us on the official second episode of the 609 Sports Talk relaunch. We had an absolute blast talking with all you guys tonight about the Cowboys, Nick Foles, Hassan Reddick drama, some Olympics, breakdancing apparently. I guess that's just something I have to deal with now, and having to think that breakdancing is an actual sport.
So I think each year they try bringing in a different new kind of quote-unquote sport. So I don't know if they'll bring it back, but they do test out different things each Olympics.
So said you got my sports out of the way. Not going to talk sports at all for the rest of the night. I wonder what that could mean. But anyway, guys, we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. Have a safe rest of your week, and we'll see you guys back here next week. Once again, thank you for joining episode number 2 of the new and improved 609 Sports Talk. For Tyler Adams, I'm Sam Nelson. Good night, everybody.